December 21st is a half day. There will be 3 main activities, outside time, hallway/movie time, and there will be a dodgeball tournament. And then all grades will be dismissed at 12:45.
For today's lunch menu, we are having chicken pot pie, whole grain roll, fish and chips, french fries, fruit and vegetable bar, chocolate milk, and white milk. For Fridays, we are having boneless chicken wings, chicken filet sandwich, salad bar, steamed broccoli, fresh fruit, chocolate milk, and white milk.
It's Thursday, and the weather of the day is rainy, at a high of 53 and a low of 47. Friday's weather is going to be rainy, at a high of 52 and a low of 36.
Make sure you have your ID visible at all times, your shirt tail tucked in, and that you have your belt on. And make sure you walk on the right side of the hallway when changing your classes.
Hi Cougars, we're back with your sports broadcast with April and Mark.
Do you know Liverpool beat Manchester United 3-1?
And Barcelona beat the team named Levante 5-0.
How about the NBA?
The Bucks beat the Pistons 107-104.
Yeah, and in the NFL, the Saints beat the Panthers.
Yeah. So that's all we have for today, and I hope you enjoyed.
My name is Cisco.
And I'm Betsy.
And this is the Betsy and Cisco National Day Show. Today is December 20th, 2018.
Today's National Day is National Regifting Day.
So if you have some objects you don't use, regift them. I got you this box because I didn't know what to get you. What'd you get me?
I got you an antique box.
Wait, isn't this the one My name is Cisco.
And I'm Betsy.
And this is the Betsy and Cisco National Day Show. My name is Cisco.
Okay, I'm good. Alright, here you go.
My name is Cisco.
And I'm Betsy.
And this is the Betsy and Cisco National Day Show. Today is not November. My bad. My name is Cisco.
And I'm Betsy.
And this is the Betsy and Cisco National Day Show. Today is December 20th, 2018. My knee hurts. Not my knee, my shin hurts. Betsy, don't get me scared. Hey, Miss Sandholder.
Hi.
Today I'm going to be asking you some questions about Hanukkah.
Okay.
Okay. When did you first start celebrating it?
When I was born. So,
Born?
yeah, ever since I was a little baby, we've celebrated Hanukkah.
Okay. That's pretty neat. How do you celebrate Hanukkah?
So normally on the first night, what my family would do is Hanukkah's for 8 days, and so the first night of Hanukkah, which always starts at sunset, we would play a dreidel game. I don't have a dreidel. Have you seen what that looks like?
Yeah.
The little spinning tops. You play dreidel. We eat potato latkes, and we would light the candles. This is from Mrs. McCain, and so you would have the big one in the middle called the Shamus candle, and then each night you add a candle. So for the first night, you would light it on this side because everything in Hebrew is backwards for us. So we always start from right and then go left, and then you would take the Shamus candle and light that one. You say a prayer, and then each night you add a candle. So then the whole thing's filled up by the last night, so the 8th night. And yeah, so we do that, and then. What else did you ask me?
I asked you, when does it start?
Okay, so it started on December 2nd at sundown, and then it was over. I think this past weekend. It was the last night. I think it was Monday.
Okay. Is it anything like Christmas?
So it's sort of like Christmas, but you get a present each night. So you get which is really great. It's my favorite part. So we would get a present each night of Hanukkah. So my family, we would get home. And then we'd have to wait for my dad to get home from work. So he'd get home around 6, and then we would have to have dinner. We'd light the candles, and then we'd get a present. And so my brother and I would just sit there because all we want to do is just open a present. And then when I was in high school, my mom started putting the presents out on our fireplace mantle. And she got this wrapping paper where if you take the tape off, it doesn't rip the wrapping paper. And when my mom was working and my dad was working, I would get home before them, and so I would unwrap all of the presents to see what they were because I wanted to open them in order of what I wanted. And so then that way I knew when I would open which night I would open each present. So, and then I got yelled at.
Is there any like specific games you play on Hanukkah?
We would play the dreidel game. Other than that, that's pretty much it. But my mom would always make like a pretty big meal that first night.
Is there any like background to Hanukkah?
So the story of Hanukkah basically is when the Jews they're fighting. The Google's saying the Greeks because I don't remember. So they're like having this issue with the Greeks, and so everything was like getting demolished. And so this one temple for the Jewish people did not get demolished, and they ran out of oil to keep all of like the lanterns lit. So they only had enough oil for one night, but then that oil ended up lasting for 8 nights. So that's why Hanukkah is for 8 nights.
Okay, that's pretty interesting.
Yeah, it's interesting. It's definitely Hanukkah isn't like a big holiday like Christmas is, but
okay. Thank you for the interview, Ms.
you're
Teller.
welcome.
Hey, Mr. Scott, what's your favorite book and why?
My favorite book is Absalom, which is by William Faulkner, a Southern writer. And the reason I like it is because it presents real... It's like real life. You never know the truth behind the story. You finish the book and you don't actually know what actually happened. You don't know who's lying. You don't know who's telling the truth. It's like real life.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, Miss Chambers.
Hi, how are you?
I'm doing pretty good. What's your favorite book and why?
My favorite book is, the name of the book is Doris, the girl that nobody loved. The title of the book was because she believed that she will never find love because she have a low self-esteem and she believed that she was unattractive. So when she was going to school, her classmate, she used to suffer bullying for the classmate because she was unattractive. But she was very faithful to God, so she started to pray and say that, to ask God to help her with her insecurities, as well to find a husband because she really wants to get married one day. And the classmate keep bullying her and say she will never get married. But she keep to the promise that God give her about that, the faithfulness of finding a husband. And she married the most popular and famous guy at the school. So surprising, when she married a guy, her classmates were also surprised because they never know that she will get married one day because of she was not very attractive. So that means that we all have the opportunity in life to look for what we want and be confident that God will help us. And that is the message. So I like the book because of that.
Gracias.
Did you know Jingle Bells was written for Thanksgiving, not Christmas?
Did you know in Germany and Poland that a spider web on a Christmas tree is good luck? Did you know Kwanzaa is not a religious holiday?